Aloha, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Unapologetically. And I am Lee, energy practitioner, psychic medium, and clairvoyant. Today's message for the collective is the courage to step into your power and to embrace yourself, who you are, and what you need to get to your, I don't want to say final destination, but to your ultimate goal. Know that there are going to be barriers and obstacles and trials within the path. It's not always an easy path. And when it is, I would caution you to be wary with that and think, if this was the highest path, spirit would be testing me to see if I truly want it. And usually, from my experience, my angels and guides, they do test me and to make sure that I passed each test. They will replicate and also kind of change up a pattern or a shadow that I've been working on, or a thought form, and see if I would resort back into that negative thought or not. And then usually I don't, and I would just brush it off and say, okay, thank you, and just move on, right? So, and don't be afraid of those challenges, because you are so much more powerful than you know. Every single person has the capacity to break through those barriers, to alchemize the patterns, the shadows, the hardships, or yeah, like especially negative thinking patterns is a big thing with the collective in the way we think and our values, I guess. I mean, granted, there's a divine value, right? Like, you don't want to hurt anybody, right? And all that stuff. So I'm assuming that people who are watching my channel are ones that, have the purest heart. And if not, beware. Anyways. So sorry, I just got distracted. Staying on course now. But I hear spirit and the guides and angels of the highest healing and love vibration telling collective, you got this. And they're like showing me that they have the flags and their number one finger, right? Like cheering us on and collective on. But the thing is, I hear is that we must choose it ourselves. We need to choose ourselves first before they can come in. They want to test us to see if we're willing to want this or not. For example, I am given an image. It looks like I'm watching a movie. An image of someone in a low income housing area and just working like a minimum wage job. And the thing is, like, if you don't want to work that minimum wage job, how are you going to play the game? If that makes sense. How are you going to adjust yourself to live the life that you want? Does it look like schooling, or does it look like perfecting a craft that you have? There's a plethora of options, and I'm shown like thousands of paths that an individual can take. And we have to remember, especially in this new age spirituality, the idea that yes, we can manipulate energy and everything, but still we have to play the game. We still live in this physical body. Our body still needs food, and to be able to get money for that food, or you can trade, like, be creative. A spirit is telling me it's not always about the money. Like, if you're able to trade services or goods, like, be creative. There are good people out there who are willing to do things like that. It's just putting yourself out there and claiming your gifts and your abilities and knowing your worth. You're worthy of living the life that you want. And even if you live in that low income housing, who's to say that isn't the highest timeline for that person? You know what I mean? I feel like the highest timeline for that person is finding joy, peace, love, and abundance. Abundance doesn't have to be like just money. It could be experiences, the amount of people who care for this person. You know, it's all about perspective. And I believe the dense energies that are out there, they're trying to make us feel like we're not enough. And if our lives don't look like the celebrities and we don't have the bling bling and like, you know, I don't know, like the fancy cars, purses, name brand stuff and whatnot, then we're not doing well. And I would challenge you to like break that mold. You know, like that's not what it is. Like for me, it's all about peace, right? Finding peace in my life and ease, right? And love and compassion, and that's abundance to me. You know, it's not all about the material goods. You know, yes, traveling would be nice, you know, and you know, I don't know, like material goods, mansion, like heck, I don't want a mansion. Who's gonna clean that house? You know, like I'm okay. Granted, if I had that much money, I would hire someone to clean the house, but still, it's just like, it's just more space that I would be taking up where that space could hold multiple families, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. So knowing and appreciating where you are, but also having a plan on where you want to go. And not being afraid of that plan and not being afraid of that dream, you know. And I believe that like women have it easier. I gotta say, we manifest things a lot quicker because we are creators. We are creators in physical form. You know, we create children. You know, that's beautiful. And yes, we get the seed of the man, which is, you know, needed, right? But we house that, we incubate it, and then come at that creation and that manifestation with love and encouragement. I mean, think about like the experiment with plants, right? Where there's one plant that receives positive and amazing words from students. You should look this up. It's quite beautiful. And then another plant was designated to hear like really negative comments like, you're ugly, you're not good. And it shows at the end of it that the plant that received the positive words and loving comments grew so much more vibrant, while the other plant was much smaller. It didn't look as healthy, and it was really sad. You know what I mean? And think about it. If plants can feel it, think about how your body feels, you know, and how your heart and your whole system, you are an organic being, just like that plant in that experiment. And when you think that you're living like a really bad life, then of course that's your reality. Your life isn't worthy of it. But if you see the abundance around you that you already have, then you'll see the abundance and feel the abundance within you, and then it will reflect outward. And that is true alchemy. And spirit and the angels and guides of the highest love and healing wants that for us. And they see it, and I see it too. But it really is up to the person if they want to or not. But anyways, I pray and that I hope that you found meaning in this message. And if not, you can go ahead and just leave it behind. That's okay. Anyways, I hope you have a beautiful morning, day, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Until next time, bye, beautiful souls.